Hello and welcome to the Services and Resources for Graduate Students presentation. My name is Jordan Smith and I work as a career consultant at the Fleischman Center for Career and Professional Development with this amazing group of professionals. And today I'm going to speak to how as a career center we support all students at the university with any aspect of their career development. And I'm going to specifically highlight the services and resources we offer for the graduate student population. So starting out, here's a general overview of what career services could look like for you. Starting with supporting you with exploring career options. And so in graduate school, you're going to have a much more honed-in focus, but you might be wondering what your specialty might be or what organizations really support your interests and the skills that you offer. And so that goes right into the next kind of bullet. We help you connect with employers and alumni so you can learn about their companies and be able to reflect on, does that align with what you're interested in? And when you have those opportunities, we also will support you in how do you go about networking and really connecting with those professionals and utilizing LinkedIn to continue those connections and so forth. We'll also, once you have that honed in focus, we'll support you in finding opportunities that would let you, increase your marketability on your resume. And so whether it's finding an internship or really any experiential opportunity will help you find job boards or internship boards that will really expose you to those opportunities. And then going to the next bullet, help you with those application materials so you're marketing yourself to your highest ability to increase your chances of getting those opportunities. So if that's a resume, a CV, or a cover letter. And, when you are finishing up, if you're just trying to decide if you want to go into academics or non-academics, doesn't matter what the end goal is, we'll support you on strategies to find those opportunities and to make sure what your time at Binghamton University, you are gaining experiences that make you highly marketable for that end goal position. And when you get the opportunity to interview for those roles, we'll support you on that process as well, whether it's just a discussion around tips and talking about your skills or actually doing mock interviews so you get a chance to practice. Now that was a kind of a general overview of career services. What we find for the graduate student population, a little bit more of what you might come in for career consulting for, would be things like editing, teaching, research, and diversity statements. We can help with that beginning stage of just trying to process how you might approach those documents to actually proofing them and reviewing the flow of it and just answering the prompts, things of that nature. Now, the next three bullets are all about really just supporting if you're not interested in going to academia, what does that look like for you? And how can we maybe turn your CV into a resume that connects to that industry? That being said, too, we also support, in graduate school, we'll help you with your CV document to really highlight those academic and scholarly accomplishments. And we often see graduate students come in to use our interview room so that they have a space to be most successful at their actual interviews. I have a slide on that further on to talk about that specific opportunity we have at our center. So out of all those topics I just discussed, those services, one of the main ways we support you in those areas is through career consulting appointments. They're 30 minutes long, and it really allows us to discuss what you're looking to get out of the session, actually work on it during the appointment, really provide you with tailored resources and a follow-up plan. You go about making these appointments through your Hire Bing account. I'm going to talk about this particular resource soon. It's going to have many different features that would support you in your career development, so it's a really important resource to be familiar with and know that you would get for being a Binghamton University student. And I know I talked just a little earlier about interview rooms. So as a Binghamton University student, you can request to reserve one of our interview rooms. In each of these rooms, they have phone and Skype capability, and it just provides a quiet and private place where there's no distractions, so you can really put forth your best interview. And to just request a room, the whole process is just you go on the Fleischman website, and there is a form that you would fill out to request one of the rooms, as long as it's done 2 business days in advance. Now, the Hire Bing by Handshake account, again, you'll get this as a Binghamton University student, and it is Binghamton's online and job and internship portal. among other things. You'll be able to search and apply for jobs and internships on here. You'll be able to schedule an appointment with a career consultant to go over any of those areas we just discussed. You can sign up for interviews, for key and signature events. This is another platform that you would find out about those opportunities, be able to register for. We'll talk about the job and internship fair and employer checks further in. So this is really a one-stop shop kind of resource that provides many different opportunities for you to support your career and professional development. Now, even on that account, there's going to be a resource section that's going to have these different specific tools that you get as a Binghamton University student. And so many of these are paid for through your HireBing account. And so I'm just going to do a general overview of reviewing what different resources you would have, you would be able to utilize. And so starting at the first one, we have BMOC as a resume and CV review platform. So essentially you can upload either of those documents to this platform, and within a minute or two, you're going to get line-by-line feedback on how to improve your document, whether it's different suggestions for action verbs, if it's catching inconsistencies. It's a really great way for you to get immediate feedback on important details to make sure your document is most successful when you're applying to opportunities. Now, to the right of that, it's another reviewing platform, but this time it's for interviewing. It's called Bing Interview. Many different resources on that tool itself, but one of the key ones that I think it offers is you can do virtual mock interviews. And so on that resource, you can select from a variety of cohort of questions, depending on what your interests are, and actually see questions tailored to those interviews and how to answer those questions. It would give you tips from interview experts of what is the interviewer looking for, and you'd actually be able to practice recording yourself for those responses and get artificial intelligence giving you immediate feedback on several different areas, like how many pauses did you do, how many encounters did you do, things of that sort. Now, going right down the list, we have Vault. So Vault is an amazing information center. It has 70 guide profiles for over 4,000 employers, industry, and occupation profiles that cover a broad range of disciplines, over 1,000 career advice articles, and an internship database. So tons of information that you can choose from specifically for whatever your goals are. Continuing to go down the list is CareerShift. So it's a very well-organized job search management system. So you can pull from a variety of job boards and find opportunities and really have a chance to create folders that just let you keep track of this whole process, among one of its many features. And then I'm just going to jump over to InnerStride, because Imagine PhD and My IDP are really graduate student focused resources I'm going to highlight in just a second. But with InnerStride, I'd say this is a great tool if you're thinking of any international opportunities, or if you're an international student. This is a really key resource to explore. So it says it allows you to search for organizations that sponsored H-1B visas, view career and employment guides, visa and immigration information, employment trends and opportunities, and access to the domestic and international job market. So again, really great resource for international students or anyone interested in international opportunities. And then lastly, I want to highlight Imagine PhD and My IDP together. Again, these are graduate student focused resources, very similar, very great organizational kind of tools, but different industries they highlight. So I'll start with Imagine PhD. So you would, graduate students in humanities and social sciences use this tool for career exploration and planning, and assess your career-related skills and interests, explore career paths appropriate to your discipline, create self-defined goals, and map out the next steps for your career. On the other end of it, the My IDP website provides exercises to help graduate students in the sciences create an individualized development plan, explore career paths, and set goals. Okay, so really great organizational tools specific to those industries to help you connect with careers and organize your goals going forward. All right. So again, these are online resources that you would get access to as a Binghamton University student that really just help in different aspects of your career and professional development, and often give you just immediate feedback. You'd have access to these at all times. So I want to highlight now a couple signature events to be aware of at the university. And so probably at our Career Center, one of the most notable ones is our job and internship fairs. And so there's one in the fall, and there's usually a couple in the spring. In the fall this year, that it was virtual, but essentially these job and internship fairs have representatives from for-profit, government, and nonprofit organizations that will be able to speak with you about full-time employment, internships, and summer opportunities. And the one in the fall in the past has had over 130 organizations attend. So lots of variety, and again, a great networking opportunity as well to get this, in-person or virtual one-on-one space with these representatives. Now, in the spring this year, we're going to have a general virtual job and internship fair as in the fall, but we're going to have a separate fair specifically for STEM. Okay? Now, speaking of networking opportunities, one that's really specific to just networking is the Binghamton Connect program. So these are, there's a couple different employer treks programs under this umbrella. And again, this past year, they were virtual. These are often in person, so you can go to New York City, DC, or Silicon Valley if you get selected in this application process to network with different employers. You actually get to go to their company, actually see their space, learn about from these professionals in the company, learn about their work culture, their mission, what kind of opportunities they offer for students, things to prepare to be successful at applying at this company. Really, really, really amazing networking experiences that help you learn so much about those industries and those companies, but also give you a chance to network with those professionals, which will help you with your job and internship search further along in your process. Okay. Now, the next three I'm going to highlight are really opportunities and experiences that really support you as a graduate student with either your personal or professional life, or both. I'll start with the Harper Graduate Student Professional Development Series. So this series aims to empower Harper College graduate students to augment their professionalism in preparation for post-graduation employment. So sessions focused on preparing students to navigate the job search process for positions in diverse industries, the nonprofit sector, as well as with academia. And these recordings are on their website. Again, really providing you knowledge specific for your community to help you with navigating that job search process. Okay? And then going into the next one, we have the Graduate Community of Scholars Professional Development Workshops. And so I'll start with explaining what the GCOS is. At this university, the GCOS offers resources to help you thrive in your personal life and gain a competitive edge in your professional life. So they got a mix that they would offer you. So in the past, some of their workshops that they've offered are developing a philosophy of teaching, best practices for virtual interviewing, a guided workshop for planning with writing projects, and a meditative workshop. And so again, hitting both aspects, really trying to support you at your time at Binghamton University and prepare you for that time after Binghamton University. And lastly, I want to highlight the GSO, the Graduate Student Organization. Their mission is to liaise between graduate students in university entities to ensure the graduate student needs are met. And so you really have that support from this organization. And they offer some unique opportunities. They have funding for conferences and research, funding for programs, and they really help cultivate a community among the graduate students. There's a weekly newsletter that goes out to really inform you of different experiences and opportunities to get involved with. Again, to enhance, I think all of those things are really looking to enhance your experience at this university as well as prepare you for the time afterward. Now I'm going to jump into student employment opportunities. So funding opportunities while you're at this university. And our office is going to house in student employment. And so we have web pages dedicated to information on applying, frequently asked questions, professional development information, and more. So you see that link there. Definitely check that out. It has so much information for you to really answer many of the questions you might have around this area. I am going to highlight a couple of what these positions look like so that you have a general idea. And I do want to note, international students, you are eligible for many of these opportunities, but you really need to check. We have a great department, the ISSS department, that is going to help you navigate just your eligibility and what this particularly looks like for you. And so you just want to connect with those advisors. They're there to support you, and they'll really help you understand just what can you apply to and what does it look like on your end. And then on our end, we can really support you with finding those opportunities, as well as really making sure your application documents are fully marketing your experiences to enhance your chances of getting those opportunities. So let me start with the types of positions. So these are open to undergrad and graduates, some specifically to graduate. The graduate assistants are definitely going to be specific to that community. But starting with student assistant positions, these are offered and paid by Binghamton University departments and are open to any Binghamton student, regardless of their financial aid package, year in school, or citizenship. Now, on the other end of that, the federal work-study positions are funded by the U.S. government, and eligibility is determined by a student's FAFSA through the financial aid office. And once you know what you can apply to, like on our HireBing site, that is going to house all of these positions. So that's a really important thing to note. That HireBing account I talked about, that is how you're going to have access to on-campus opportunities and these opportunities you see here. But there's, even on that particular tool, there's an option when you know what you want. Like you can check work-study positions, so you can filter out of the thousands of positions on there and really hone in on the ones that are just for this type of position you're applying for. And then we have graduate assistantships, and there's kind of two types here. There's those that are offered based on merit that go through the admissions process, and then there are several that are not part of the admissions process that are going to be offered through departments, and they come with a very competitive stipend. So some of these might look like you can work in our office as a graduate assistant, you can work in Harper advising, you can work in residential life, and those roles could vary of what you're doing in those positions. In our office, you might be helping with training or data or programming or community development, things of that nature. So variety of different types of works that come, again, with usually a very competitive stipend. Then going into research assistant positions, these are hired by faculty to assist in executing an academic research agenda. Now, depending on the department, a research assistant may work 20 or 29 hours a week during the school year and up to 40 hours over the summer. These are posted on HireBing, but these particular positions are also noted in one other area. This is at under the undergrad research center. They have a resource called CROP, which stands for Campus Research Opportunity Postings. And so that's an additional resource you'd want to be checking for these opportunities as well. Now, finishing up, we got the on-campus and off-campus part-time jobs. So starting with the on-campus part-time jobs, some organizations at Binghamton University offer employment that is not paid directly by the university. Some of these organizations would include the Binghamton University Research Foundation, Binghamton University Dining Services, which is one of the largest student employers on campus, and Barnes & Noble's College Bookstore, and the Student Association. And then we have off-campus part-time jobs, and these are also, again, you can go on HireBing, find these opportunities that are open to undergrad and grads. There is some that are specifically on the bus line, so for transportation, that's something to consider. And I will say there are remote opportunities to think about as well. There are remote part-time positions, especially more and more these days. And so that's something to consider for yourself if you could see yourself doing, you wouldn't be location bound, right? So it could open the opportunities up outside of just the local Binghamton community. All right. Now, I'm going to transition into all umbrella encompassing resource that's going to allow you to really pick and choose different aspects of your career development, different topics within that career development, and choose the ones that you're really looking to hone in on to give you key information about that specific topic. And this is going to be, I'm going to actually show you this resource and how you would navigate it, because again, there's lots of different options, but you can really go through and just see which ones are really tailored to what you're looking for and just hone in on that information. So let me show you what this looks like. This is the homepage for the Career Tools website. You'll see that you can really navigate it with these tabs at the top. So I'm going to start with career clusters. You might be asking first, like, what is a career cluster? So I'm just going to give you a general overview. Career clusters are groups of similar career paths developed to help you easily explore a variety of career options and organize your search. Career clusters are purposely not attached to academic majors because majors don't dictate your career paths, okay? And so you can see the list of career clusters we have here. You might have an interest in more than one of these, and that is great. I would encourage you to just look at all of them and see which ones are resonating with you most. They have the same kind of setup. So what I want to show you here is you'll get an overview of the cluster, and then the first thing you're going to see is featured articles that are going to be specific for this community. So you're often gaining insights and expertise from those within the industries of maybe things to help you with your job and internship search process, or how to network, or what opportunities are in this field. Really honed in, tailored information on the industry. And you'll see featured events here to the right, featured jobs and internships. So social media coordinator, we got email and SMS marketing copywriter, all the way down to arts administrator internship. So really, again, honed in opportunities for this cluster. As you scroll down, you'll see videos of different professionals speaking about their roles within this cluster. And then the featured resources. So jobs in social media, journalism jobs, specifically job boards that are particular to this industry. And lastly, you'll see like student orgs and experiences. I mean, student orgs is a great way to learn about at this university what are ways to get involved with something that aligns with kind of your professional goals in some sense. That's how it is for all those career clusters, the setup. And the affinity groups. We're going to get to that in a bit. But one thing I do want to highlight is when you, as a student at the university, you can choose to get these like all-encompassing email that would highlight some articles, some jobs and internships that could get sent to you, and you could choose how much of that you would want sent to you, like once a week, or you can change up the amount of times it comes that gets emailed to you. But it can be sent to you so that you can kind of get all this information at once and keep up to date with important pieces of information related to your field. Now that's the career clusters. I do want to go to the equity affinity groups. And so you can see that there are a variety listed here. You could, just like the career clusters, you might identify with more than one of these. So please explore them. This is tailored information for your community. That's going to hopefully, provide you with knowledge and information that might come out more from these experiences you've lived through and within this community. So if you're an international student, you might check out one of the sections on here is like frequently asked questions, things you might be wondering about. Should I list my visa status on my resume? How do I answer when I'm asked by an employer about my work authorization as an F1 student? So again, really tailored information for the experiences you might go through within one of these communities to help you navigate those processes and figure out, best ways to respond or best resources to support you, things of that nature. But again, you'll see it's a very similar setup to the career clusters information. And then if we go to learn more about, you'll be able to access different areas of career development and kind of pick and choose. So if you're looking for some more resume and CV help, you'll find many of the resources on here that you would have access to, videos. There's VMOC that I mentioned earlier. There's resume basics and best practice video, templates you can use. So again, more tailored information to support this one area, and you can navigate that to choose like what specifics you want to use. And I think the variety is really nice because if you're maybe more of a visual learner, the videos might help you a lot more than per se our career guide that has more of a written out information and guide. And there's several other key aspects you can check out on the site. I'm gonna kind of just navigate down to this last one here of the videos. You saw some of them in this piece, but I do want to acknowledge that all of these different areas of career development can be put into a video format, so you can get, if that's like a learning style that you really resonate with, this is an option for you as well. You can hear alumni being talked to and the all-ins to learn about their career. They're giving career advice and what their positions are like. You can look at some Be Real talks and learn about overcoming workplace challenges related to diversity, equity, and inclusion. So again, this is all under the careers tools kind of resource. And so lots of information on here. But again, you would have this opportunity to kind of pick and choose what's connecting to you, what are you looking for answers for right now and guidance on, and either learn it through information that you can read like blogs, or if you're more of a visual learner, you could, or audio learner, you could do videos, things of that sort. All right. And one of the last things I want to connect you with is Harper Edge. And so there's many, again, supportive departments and resources at this university really looking to enhance your chances at, or enhance your experience at being at the university and enjoying that and feeling that you're gaining the experiences to prepare you for your professional life, but also really wanting to support you in your personal life too, so you enjoy the experience while you're at the university. It's that combination. And so I do want to highlight Harper Edge here as one of those great departments that's it's going to offer programs, services, and resources for Harper College students to provide them with a professional, intellectual, and personal edge. And I encourage you to take a look at their website because those three areas are broken up and you can see the variety of ways that they're supporting those aspects. And so there's like a skill building training program, there's a lecture series, there's a whole section on different ways to get involved at the university. So definitely take a look. And again, just like kind of like the career tools, like take a look and see what's resonating with you. I think again, you're just going to find there's lots of opportunities that and lots of variety that you can pick from to kind of highlight your best interests and gain the information in a way that maybe you best learn. All right. So overall, I just want to note that we are looking forward to helping you with any aspect of your career development at Binghamton University. It does not matter what area it is. We are here to meet you where you are and support you in getting you to where you want to go. If you have any questions at all, you can check out our website and or email us at careers@binghamton.edu. I want to thank you so much for joining me for the Services and Resources for Graduate Students presentation.